Hi, my name is Jan Benham, founder of the Institute of Aromatherapy and Aroma Shoppe. I'm here today to talk about hair care. Bad hair day. I guess you've all had that. So what causes this? Stress, both physical and psychological, and nutritional imbalance can affect the hair. When a body is under stress, the first thing that will suffer is the externals: hair, skin, and nails. This is part of the body's natural protective mechanism, which will direct the nutrients in the body to the most vital areas. So if you're suffering from prematurely greying hair and thinning hair, or your hair has just lost its natural gloss, then we need to deal with it. So aside from dealing with stress through relaxation and massage therapy, one plan of attack is through nutrition, and what can sometimes help is taking silica, and you can take silica in the form of horsetail herb extract, plus of course changing your diet around. Obviously we're not going to talk about this today, but there is another way you can help, and I came across this quite by chance. One of my customers in England back in 1983 was suffering chronic health problems. She had very bad arthritis, she was overweight, but one thing that really bothered her was her hair was really thinning, and she was only in her early 40s. Of course there's hormonal changes that can cause that too. So I concocted a blend, which is this blend today that we're going to show you, using essential oils and witch hazel. She used it daily, and the improvement was incredible. Of course, she'd already changed her diet. She'd already lost some weight. I was doing some reflexology treatments on her, and she'd been applying essential oils on her body. So she had made a lot of shifts and changes, but the hair was the big crunch here. Her hair did grow back. Okay, it was always going to be on the thin side, but it was so different, glossy and thicker. Later on, I was dealing with a customer who discovered that she had cancer, and she was going to go through chemotherapy. So again, I blended up the same essential oils, gave it to her. She never lost her hair. She let her hair go grey naturally because she was colouring it. She didn't want to add colour when she was having the chemotherapy. The colour grey was beautiful. It was a beautiful silvery grey that was not, it was just beautiful and glossy. And so after that she didn't bother, after the chemotherapy she didn't bother recolouring, and she kept using the product afterwards for another couple of years. So it does work. I'm not going to say you're going to be able to make a man grow back his hair if it's inherent. Like, I've got naturally thin hair. I have thin hair, thin skin, thin nails. My grandmother did too. So I know there's a lot of, there is inherited things that you do inherit these problems. And so I've been specifically very careful with my skin. I'd be very careful because of my skin being so fine that my skin would wrinkle early. And looking at my mother's and father's faces, they did wrinkle early, but since I was 18, I have taken really good care of my skin, and it's made a difference. For my hair and nails, yes, I apply essential oils, but I also do take silica internally, and I take a lot of other vitamins as well. So it does help, but there's always other ways you can help yourself. So what do we use here? Well, first of all, witch hazel. Witch hazel. Witch hazel is distilled from the leaves and flowers of the bark of the hamamelis tree. And it by itself, you might have heard of it used in bruising. It's used a lot they sell it in the chemists and the pharmacists. So it's an anti-inflammatory, and it has astringent qualities. So if you have a bruise and you put a poultice on the bruise or on varicose veins, for example, it will take them down, it will constrict them. So again, it's very useful in things like cellulite, firming the skin. I mean, I always put it in my skin tonic, for example, 10% of my skin tonic has witch hazel in it to help tone my skin every morning. So obviously by using this in a hair care product, and this by the way is 60 ml, there's 50 ml in here of witch hazel, and by spraying it on your hair, then it's going to constrict the follicles of the hair root. So that's why I used witch hazel as my base. The essential oils I use is rosemary, juniper berry, and cedarwood. So let's talk about juniper berry here. This is actually juniper berry as opposed to juniper. You can buy juniper essential, but I use the juniper because it's distilled from the juniper berries. So juniper berry itself is detoxing. It helps conditions such as acne and helps with pore elimination because it helps to stimulate the kidneys. And it helps with stimulation of the toxicity from the skin as well. It helps with circulation and helps with eczema and cellulite. It stimulates the whole circulation. Great for helping with chilblains, cold hands, cold feet. So you mix it with some black pepper and put it on your hands. Of course, not concentrated, but in a cream to help your cold hands and your circulation when it's cold. Juniper also happens to calms nervous tension and stress and reduces anxiety. So it helps a little bit with the mind as well there. Rosemary. Rosemary helps again with detoxifying, specifically the liver. So it helps with gallbladder as well. It's cleansing and tonic. It's a tonic to the liver. It's also an adrenal cortex stimulant. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but definitely rosemary is the main guy here that we use for our hair loss to help minimize it. It helps with acne, dandruff, dermatitis, eczema. It's astringent, it's good for oily skins, and it helps with sluggish, grey, smoker's skin, and promotes circulation and again, detoxing. It's also great for the memory. So they often use rosemary before you go in for an exam. Put a drop of rosemary in some cream and apply it to your temples along with some frankincense, and your memory should be a little bit better. And then we have cedarwood. So cedarwood is valuable for all types of skin eruptions such as acne, eczema, psoriasis, and dermatitis, due to its astringent and antiseptic properties. It will irritate the skin if applied in high concentrations. It's also used for the treatment of greasy hair and dandruff. So it is used a lot in hair care. So these combination, and I'll give you the recipe in a moment, will help if applied on a daily basis, even twice a day, to the hair, will help with hair loss. So how do you mix it? Essential oils do not mix with water, so you have to shake. So cedarwood is 5 drops. This is to 50 ml. It comes out very slow. It's a thick oil. 5 drops cedarwood. Then we have juniper, 10 drops. Doesn't want to come out. That's 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And then we have rosemary, 15 drops. So we have cedarwood 5, juniper 10, and I poured that in. So it'll be about 15, but ideally you want to use a dropper bottle. So I'm not going to be using this one. But anyway, pretend we've put 15 drops of rosemary in. Give it a good shake before use, and simply spritz it on your hair in between the area, just a little bit each day. You don't have to do a lot. And then with your hands, massage your head. Massage. Just glue your fingers to the scalp and move the skin over the scalp in circles. And up here. So just spend a few moments doing that morning and night. And again, as I've said before, and I will keep saying it, do not use these essential oils concentrated. They do have to be mixed in a blend. Now these are kind of concentrated because they're mixed with water, but we are using it for a therapeutic purpose. So we do offer courses in aromatherapy, and it's very important to know about the essential oils you're using. If you don't want to take any courses or read information, be sure to ask a qualified aromatherapist before using, and obviously read up about the essential oils, find out what their properties are, their qualities. They are all made up of varying chemicals, and I'm going to keep on talking about different essential oils and keep it very simple as well for daily use that you can use at home yourself in order to improve the health and happiness and welfare of your own self. Anyway, I look forward to speaking to you again to the next podcast, and thank you for listening, and have a great day or evening wherever you may be.